I'm here representing the United States of Kailasa. I'm the permanent ambassador, Vijayapriya Nithyananda.
So ever since fugitive godman Nithayananda's close aide, this lady clad in saffron, her name Vijayapriya Nithyananda, appeared before the United Nations Meet, a convention in Geneva, and spoke at length about how India is persecuting Nityananda, the man who's accused of rape and who's fled the country. She claims that India is persecuting Nityananda. And of course spoke at length about this whole imaginary country called Kailasa. All eyes and questions now on who on earth is this lady Vijayapriya Nithyananda. So Vijayapriya Nithyananda identifies herself as the permanent ambassador of the United States of Kailasa in United Nations. Basically, Kailasa, she believes, is a separate country and she's a diplomat to this country. According to reports, she lives in the United States, has studied microbiology from Canada's University of Manitoba in 2014. Vijayapriya seems to be quite fluent in English and also French, and alarmingly and upsettingly has a tattoo of Nityananda on her right arm. Basically, the face of Nityananda tattooed on her right arm. Of course, it's appalling and shocking, and how this lady, so eloquent, speaks so well, says that she's a representative of an imaginary country called Kailasa, and then appears before the United Nations, a prestigious platform. Ideally, one would imagine that UN would do their due diligence and checks, but it appears that they managed to fool even the United Nations Geneva Convention.
So, Kailasa is the first sovereign state for Hindus, which is established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Nityananda Paramashivam.
UN, though, on the other hand, has come back to clarify, saying that this lady Vijayapriya represented herself as an NGO representative. Basically, she claimed that Kailasa was an NGO, not a country. So, Geneva Convention there of the UN welcomed her, and there she happened to speak extensively about Kailasa, the country, and of course this man Nityananda being persecuted.
So now the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa have gone through intense persecution and human rights violation for reviving the indigenous traditions and lifestyle of Hinduism. And he was even banned from preaching and exiled from his birth country.
And now, after all the news platforms jumped in to cover this lady speaking about Nityananda being persecuted by India, she's dropped another video, basically another comment here, where she tries to clarify the comment she made at the UN.
We would like to issue a clarification regarding my statement at the United Nations that is being misinterpreted, willfully manipulated and distorted by certain anti-Hindu sections of the media. I would like to clarify that I stated that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nityananda Paramashivam, is persecuted in his birthplace by certain anti-Hindu elements. The United States of Kailasa holds India in high regard and respects India as its Guru Peetam. Our concern is solely directed towards those anti-Hindu elements who are constantly waging war on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa.
This lady is quite smart. Undoubtedly, she's managed to twist and turn the whole situation, looking at the mood around her. Just imagine this man Nityananda, who's been accused of rape, has actually managed to convince many ladies across the globe on his ethos and his ideology, so much so that they're all now his absolute ardent bhakts. And precisely why we saw so many women who attended this UN meeting calling themselves Kailasa's representatives. So we saw Kailasa's St. Louis chief Sona Kamath, Kailasa's UK chief Nitya Atmadayaki, Kailasa's France chief Nitya Venkatesananda, and Kailasa's Slovenian chief Ma Priyampara Nityananda. They all came together at that UN convention and put up Nityananda's poster at that meeting as well. Closely observe how all these women have actually kept Nityananda as their second name. That's how blown and smitten they are of this man, who's actually a rape accused, fled India in 2018, has been on the run and managed to surface online from some part of the world claiming that he's established this new country called Kailasa. Where is Kailasa? He claims that it's an island near Ecuador, but the Ecuadorian government says Nityananda is not here. We're not too sure what he really is thinking of or what kind of imaginary island is this, because no government has any information of this man or the island. But they remain to be active on social media platforms through some part of the world. We're just hoping that India actually manages to clamp down on him and ensure that he faces arrest and punishment for his crimes.
For more informative videos like this, keep watching India Today News Mo.